Hey guys, welcome to the CO visit once again. Colin here, and always my trusty coffee. Well, thank you for clicking on this video. Uh, you might notice beforehand the energy in this video might be a little bit less than usual, than what you're accustomed to with me. But if you saw my community post, I went to the emergency room on Monday uh, because of basically an anxiety attack. I got up in the morning to go to work like usual, and when I got up, I was just shaking, and I felt like I was gonna throw up. I was dizzy, and my chest hurt. It was hard to breathe, and right away I just told my wife that we needed to go in. And now you might be asking why. Well, as you can see, this update video on my daughter Cosette, I went back and forth for a couple days whether to do this video or not. But I figured that I should, because a lot of you guys have been following her situation, and a lot of you care about her and are always asking how she is. And I wish I could say better, but the reason why I had this kind of breakdown was because of what's happened to her. So long story short, you guys know, well, you saw the videos before of when Cosette came here to visit us back in November of last year, and she was here for about 2 weeks. We made a couple videos together, and she talked about her recent disassociation from the witnesses, and of course she was getting shunned immediately by her family, and just having a really tough time with all of that. And what happened with her apprenticeship, that's still up in the air. We don't know if she's going to be able to do that at the same place because of her uncle, one of her uncles that works at the bank, that was going to help her do the apprenticeship. Once he found out she wasn't a witness, he said no more. He's not going to help her with that anymore. She'd have to go somewhere else. And so she was really having a tough time with all of that, and with the treatment from her mother, just being belittled by her mother, and having arguments with her. And so she just, in general, going through a rough time. Well, after Cosette went back home, after she was here, um, last weekend, she sent me some text messages, and we started talking, and she said that she needed to talk to me about something very serious. And it was something that she hadn't told me in the moment when it happened, but right around New Year's Eve, or I'm sorry, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, right around there, she tried to commit suicide. And she had, well, I guess her mother had some pills put away there that she had taken before. It's a pill that's called Seroquel. Some of you might know what it is. It's a very, very potent, very strong antidepressant. They usually prescribe that type of antidepressant for people with, very, very serious depression problems, bipolar, schizophrenia. And I know that pill very well because that's what my ex-wife used to take. And it was awful. It was awful. whatever it was supposed to do, it didn't do it with her. She was just an absolute demon while she was taking that medicine. And so I guess, because of all these problems going on, she just felt so much pressure and that she was alone. She didn't want to deal with it anymore. She just wanted to go to sleep and not wake up. She took 20 pills of the Seroquel and, just passed out. Fortunately, she woke up. She woke up at 4 in the morning. She took them about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. She woke up at 4 in the morning, very alterated, very sick, just out of her mind. And so it ended up being her mother, because she didn't have a choice, but her mother and then her boyfriend and his mom went to the hospital. Her mother took her there, and then basically was just like, I mean, imagine her being in the hospital and her mother just going off on her, yelling at her, "What did you do? How could you do this to me? What did you do to me?" This and that. All about her, of course, the typical narcissistic. And she was in the hospital for 2 days. Of course, they had to clean her system out, her stomach, and all of that, get all that out of her. And the child protection services showed up. Of course, they show up in cases of that when minors are involved, and they contacted her mother, and they said that both of them had to get a psychiatric evaluation done. Why they didn't take Cosette away from her right at that moment, I don't know. I wasn't there. We're in February now. I just found out about this less than a week ago. So you can all imagine how upset I am about this. But, so the case is right now, they didn't take her away from her, but she's with one of her uncles, one that his wife isn't a witness. He married a non-witness. She's been the only one out of that whole family that's helped Cosette, that supported Cosette. So she's actually staying with them. She's not with her mother right now, but there's, nothing legally that's taken her away from her. So Cosette told me all about this. And then interestingly, because of that, because they ordered her mother as well to a psychiatric evaluation, that's checkmate for her. She did the same thing here when they were living where I am. Not with me, but they came to the city where I'm living. And her mother knows if they perform a psychiatric evaluation on her, they're going to discover what she's like, because she can't handle them. Every time in the past, that's why, in fact, way back years ago when we were married and we went to the States, and she was going through the process to get her green card or residency to go to the States, and they did a psychiatric evaluation. She failed it. She went, hysterical, and they were like, nah, this person, and that's a whole nother story, but she knows what'll happen during that evaluation. She can't handle them. She'll flip out. She'll start yelling and just get angry and irate, and they'll be like, "Oh man, this person's, yeah, we can see now." So what's she doing? She feels cornered, and evidently, she's got some relationship now with. I'm talking about my ex-wife. She's got some relationship now with some guy that she met in Mexico, I'm sure through social media or something, and she's planning on taking off to Mexico. And she wanted to take both of my daughters with her. And Cosette was like, no way. This was after the suicide attempt. And evidently she wants to take my older daughter, who's 20 years old now. But she feels, cornered. My ex-wife feels cornered by the fact that they want to do this evaluation of her. She's afraid they're going to take Cosette away from her, but Cosette's not going to go with her anyway, so she's just going to leave her. She's going to leave her, and she's going to take off and flee to Mexico, which more power to her. I could care less. That's neither here nor there, but she's not taking Cosette. That's the whole issue right now, that I want to make sure she cannot do that. Technically, by law, she should not be able to leave the country with minor children without getting my written permission, but we're in Honduras. Who knows? So right now, today, after I recovered, yesterday, I was in bed all day. I went to the hospital on Monday. I went to the emergency room, to the public hospital, and they injected me in the arm with something, some kind of sedative or something, and then they gave me a IV bag, IV fluid, and they injected this huge syringe into that with something else. I don't know what it was, but I was kind of out of it. I do remember them saying, though, that my blood pressure was really low. So they had to get that under control. So it might have been something for that. I don't know, but I was really like sedated. So I was in and out of sleep. And yesterday I pretty much was just not, I was just pretty much had to rest all day. I'll go back to work tomorrow, but today I've been trying to get into contact. I sent a couple of messages to several lawyers, law offices in the city where Cosette lives, because anything legally I do right now will have to be there, because the whole case, our case here, the archive or the file, whatever it is, got sent to the city where my ex-wife is now living, which is like 5 hours away. It's not like I can just run over there and do all of this. That's a huge thing there. If I go there in person, we're gonna have to be there several days, get a hotel, the whole 9 yards. And so right now I want to get the ball rolling, figure out what we can do, figure out where that file is, what's in it, because the lawyer has to get up to date with the whole case and understand what's going on. And then right now this afternoon, I'm just making this video, and then I'm going to be out again. I'm going to go to the Child Protection Services, and they're all connected throughout the whole country. So I'm going to go to the one here where I live and let them know of the situation that happened, since they were involved in the situation down there where she lives. So I want them to do follow-up on that, because that was in December. Nothing has been done. Cosette's not receiving any type of psychiatric care or psychological help, therapy, anything. Nobody's helping her. When she was in the hospital, when that happened, nobody went to see her. Nobody went. Nobody in her family, not her mom, her sister, anybody. And she's very vulnerable right now. I was talking to her the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I'm okay." And I'm like, "No, you're not. You're not okay. Okay? People that try to take their lives are not okay. And I'm going to do what I have to do." And what I'm really trying to do here, guys, is I want them to give Cosette to me. But I have to do this I can't just go there and get her. I've got to do this through the legal channel, however long it takes. I got to be very careful as a foreigner here, especially with what's going on right now. Thanks, Trump. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get the ball rolling on that. Right now, just like I said, I'm trying to get in contact with the lawyer. I've sent them messages. They haven't answered back yet, but whichever one answers first, I'll go with that one. And then we're going to try to get the permanent custody of Cosette, and just have all the full rights to her. Because they have to look at the case of, this happened with my older daughter a couple years ago. Now with Cosette, now she's got 2 kids living with her. Both have tried to commit suicide. Somebody should be asking why. And so that's what's going on right now, guys. So I just wanted to bring you up to date on that. Right now, for the most part, she's okay. I mean, as much as she can be. I mean, she's all right now. I'm in contact with her every day right now, just making sure she's okay, checking up on her, and I'll just be going through the legal motions to try and get this done. So that's what's going on. Um, that's all I can say right now. So just keep us in your thoughts and prayers. Um, and I'll let you guys know anything that comes up as we go through this process. I'll be keeping you in the know. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you in the next CO visit.